was trying to do like little art curly.
3, 2.
I know you see
Some other. Okay. Stop. Copyright. All right. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the Unverified Accounts podcast. It's Micayla.
And I'm Sydney.
And today we're actually just going to be playing a game, but it's a real introspective type. So if you guys want to sponsor us, yeah, we're just playing that game and gonna have a nice little chit chat here. So start off with, what do you love most about our friendship?
Oh my gosh. I had talked about this with my therapist before. How
The therapy? Okay.
like I don't really confide in anyone. Like I don't really have anyone to talk to but
Mhm.
you. And I feel most comfortable talking with you because I know there's no judgment. Like you're gonna judge me, but it's like it's not in like a mean way. Like you never throw it back in my face.
Mhm.
Um, so that's what I like because we're always like just trying to grow and not harbor on our past mistakes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I would say I like that we are so much alike. Like I mean, it kind of falls along the lines of like no judgment, only because I know that a lot of times you've thought or are thinking something similar, if not the same exact thing as me.
Hmm.
And I just like that I know that 9 times out of 10, if you don't relate to something I'm saying, you'll understand it. And that's one thing, like, nobody wants to be venting or like going crazy or crying, and then somebody just doesn't even get it. Like, I'm a person, I always am like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, no, I get it. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah. But that's
yeah,
I feel like we're both people who like put each other like put ourselves in other people's shoes and like try to understand other people's perspectives. At least I know I do
yeah.
because
And
I'm crazy. But
I think more than any other relationship I've had, do have, whatever, ours became so strong so naturally. And I love that because a lot of times you think it's natural, or you look back on something like, that was kind of quick. We did become close friends real quick, or it was, certain things I was ignoring or whatever. But I
mhm.
like that we've known each other for 10 plus years, but we didn't get this close until 4 or 5 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
just naturally, I always say the further in distance we become, the closer we are. Like, it's really weird and crazy, but
Yeah.
so, all right. Okay. I can't believe I made it to the therapy session.
You
Oh,
know what?
period. Y'all could never. All right. What is a mistake you see me making repeatedly, and why do you think I keep making it?
I don't even know.
I need to hear it, so whatever you come up with.
I have to think. Okay. I wouldn't call this a mistake,
Hmm.
but I just know your heart is really like giving and you care so much about other people. It's hard sometimes to like see you try so hard for someone when they're not treating you the way you should be treated. And I can tell you so much, like this goes both ways. Something is off or wrong, or that person's not treating you the way you should be treated. But it's like, it's up to you to allow yourself to get hurt a certain amount of times and really realize that, yeah, I'm done. So that's the hard part.
That's fair. So for you, A mistake, I would say, and like you said, not necessarily a mistake, but it can turn out to be one.
Mm-hmm.
Be like you so deeply relying on the perceptions of other people to make a lot of decisions in your life. And I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of that comes from, parents and things that you've done when you were younger that might not have necessarily wanted to do, but it's like, I have to do this to make them proud or to do this. And you growing up in the church so heavily and you don't want to do certain things and people are watching you all the time. So I know that's where a lot of things come from and other stuff that if I thought about like, yeah, she probably does that because of this. But I think you just want so badly to like succeed at things that you want everyone to see your success and either be proud or just you want to know you made the right decision, that it ends up being you doing things or not doing things because of the way others might perceive it. When it's like, girl, if you want to do that, do it. Like, if they don't perceive it correctly, I'm gonna be right there, like, and what? Yeah. Yeah, we're on Vogue, but y'all didn't like that back in 2023, huh? So, yeah, I would say that's probably a big thing I see often from you. All right. How am I most like you, and how does that scare you?
I don't know. Why are these so hard?
Good.
Um, I think we're both really bad overthinkers.
Mhm.
And I think that's why we get along so well is because we can talk and go over every possible scenario about something. And what's the end of the question? I'm sorry.
And how does that scare you?
How does that scare me? I don't know. Like overthinking is just so dangerous. Um, I don't even, I don't, I don't know. I don't have the words to like put
I
it
would say
in.
similar to that, but also relating to the last thing I just said is I care a whole lot about what other people think, say, whatever. And I know you do too, but it's so easy for me when I'm giving you advice or I'm doing stuff to be like, bro, if you want to do it, do it. But at the same time, I think because even though we're both the same age and we're both like, I have a job, you have a job, we're at still technically different points. Like, I haven't gone back to school yet and you have. And so sometimes I see you doing things and I'm like, girl, one of us got to be doing something with their, like, I don't want you to be doing X, Y, and Z like I did, or I don't like, if that makes sense. It's almost like
Hmm.
a friend slash parent, and I'm looking at you like, bro, I don't want her to do this because of this, because I've done that or would do that. And look where I am. Actually, no, I have my own apartment. I need to give myself more credit. Own apartment, job popping, I'm doing good. But anyway, see how you just, the negative self-talk, we have to just learn to right in the middle of
Flip
it, like,
it. Yeah.
flip, flip, flop. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hmm. And if you don't want to, just say that because I know that you don't like to necessarily talk about your dreams or goals or fantasies. But the question is, what's a fantasy you haven't shared with me?
I don't even know because I feel like I shared that with you last episode, so I should have just held it in longer.
Just a little.
I I don't know. Like I feel like I come to you with almost all of my dreams because again, like I don't feel like you're gonna judge them, whereas I know from others, I'm nervous about getting that judgment. Not judgment, but like I don't want to hear the doubt that I'm gonna get from other people. Whereas you're not gonna like give me that negative doubt part. So I don't know. You go first. Maybe I'll think of something.
Me, it's crazy because I haven't really told anyone like, well, you heard it here first, folks. Um, so it's weird because this is something that is not necessarily something that I envision myself doing that like, oh, this is a passion or oh, I want to do this. But like a fantasy, like in a perfect world, there's so many people who I'll talk to for literally like 10 minutes, like just met you. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're the funniest person I've ever met. Like a lot of people have told me I'm the funniest person they ever met, or oh, I'm so funny, or oh my gosh, every time you're around me, I laugh, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of the adults in my life have told me, like, you need to be a comedian or you need to. So it's not something that I see myself like, oh, I want to do this. But I'm also not the type of person that would get up on like a stage and just tell jokes because I'm not that type of, I'm just talking and I'm just going to make you laugh. But in this scenario, this is a more serious setting. So I'm just more so podcast Mick, you know? But like, a fantasy would be like, what if one day I did just like blow up somehow and I was like this funny person and now all of a sudden there's rumors that I'm in the Illuminati because I'm so famous and rich. But yeah, it's not like a fantasy like, oh, I've thought about this and I really want to do this. It's just like I feel like I'm the type of person that I believe a lot in like signs. So if multiple people tell me the same thing, it makes
You're
me
like,
think,
is this a sign to do
is
it?
a
Yeah.
sign? Is this like God trying to get me to
Mm-hmm.
do what I'm supposed to be doing? Because yeah, like even one of my friends' moms, if you're listening, hey, but she's always like, Mick, when you gonna get up on that stage? Or, I got a friend, he's a comedian, he can help you and all of this. And it's like, not
I
yet.
think you should do it. I really
But it's
do.
also because, like we were saying last episode, I'm afraid of people seeing that. Oh, but oh, nobody's laughing. Oh, just kidding. Let me go back. But maybe I could be like a Dr. Ken, go to school and then just do it on the side. And if that goes
You
somewhere,
know what? Okay.
but you said
Um, I guess I kind of do have one, but I feel like you probably know this, but maybe I haven't really expressed it as much. Like a really big dream I had when I was younger was like I thought that I would try to be a dancer.
mm,
Like I really like when I was really little, I was like, I want to be in Michael Jackson's Remember the Time music video. But you're a kid, so you can't go back in time and, and be in that music video. Like that
right.
was just like my fantasy. And then I was like, I want to be Beyonce's backup dancer.
I would have BB.
And that too. But
But yeah,
when I got older, it was like I want to like dance for Alvin Ailey. And then after I retire from dancing, I'll just have a fashion empire. Like that was the dream for me. Um, but yeah, I miss dance, but I really haven't I miss performing, I think the most because you do that so much as a kid and then we were in like the multiple. I used to do all that stuff and then though I felt like doing step show was just like bringing that all back. Like I love getting out on it. Like I really put my all like, I did the audio, the graphics, like I put my heart and soul into that step show. And now I'm like, after it was done, it was like, "Ugh,
this is
that's
what
it. This is like, and then I'm like a senior in college. So it was just that one time. And now I'll never perform again. That was it. That's all.
never say never. Maybe you will.
Maybe I will, but I just don't see it happening. Like I have so much anxiety about getting back into dance as much as I want to do it. I know I will do it someday. I just don't know when that will
Fair.
happen.
That's fair. You can always be like Aunt Viv. It wasn't too late for her.
You know what? No.
Killing it in that dance. Okay. I don't think this is a good one because I don't. The question, I'm just gonna say it and then we can agree to skip. In what ways do you feel we've grown apart? I don't think we have. So next caller. Next. Oh, technical difficulties. Um, some of these are like, girl, y'all don't know us because grow apart, never that. I have not grown in 10 years, so.
You know what?
Ooh. How do you think I want to be perceived? That's a good one.
Ooh, I don't. Okay. Mm,
Go ahead.
mm. I feel like you don't want to be seen as like a a failure. I know we both know you're very smart, and I feel like a big thing for you right now is people not being able to kind of gauge that visually from you. Even though once you open your mouth, it's very much there. So I feel like, um, yeah, you just don't want to be perceived as like a failure or a disappointment.
Mm.
I feel like I'm gonna cry at some point. I can feel like I don't
Well,
like this.
Cindy doesn't want to show her emotions. But yeah, no, that's good because true, like I've never been a person that I need validation for like people to know X, Y, and Z. It's when I'm in a different environment now in my life and around different people doing different things. And like when somebody be like, "Oh, wow, you're smart." Like it's the wow that gets me like, "What do you mean wow? Like, are you shocked? Are
Hmm.
you shocked just because I'm not speaking like I just read the dictionary?" But yeah, okay, so for you, same thing, but I'm not going to piggyback off of that, so I'm going to try to come up with my own. Hmm. I think that you want to be perceived as like together. So like not that you necessarily have everything figured out, but like that you know what you're doing. You're like you're on your way to doing something and I think you want people to see that and the problem though is that you also don't want people to see you trying to get it figured out. Like you want to look figured out, even if it's not, because you feel like you should have it figured out.
That's very true. Because I always feel like I should just like keep something secret and pop out and have it all together, but that's just not how it works. So,
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately, baby.
mm-mm.
No, we're not doing this one. That's no. All right. Mm. If you don't want to answer this because it's too similar to something we talked about in our last episode, fine. What's the most important thing you didn't do but should have done? Because I know we were talking about you like going to CAS or doing whatever.
Hmm. What's the most one thing I didn't do but should have
Ooh,
done?
this
Mm.
next
That's a hard one because I feel like all I can think about is like in school,
one.
but in college, like I basically did everything I kind of wanted to do except for, just being a band dancer. That was it, a major red. Like that didn't happen. But I didn't even know I wanted that. Um, I just had one. Come back to me because I just had it. It just
The
is
most
there.
thing that I didn't do but should have.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Um, when I was first learning how to sew,
Mhm.
I've said this many times before. I feel like everybody knows this. Um, my sewing teacher, she had an opportunity. They were looking for kids to be on Project One Way buttons. And I have always told myself, because I grew up watching Project Runway, I would never, ever, ever in my life do that because they cry all the time. They're so stressed. And I don't want to do that. So why are you asking me at 11, 12 years old to be on the show and audition? Especially because it was like my what do you call it? Like my first, I'd only been sewing for a couple months. So I didn't think I was ready.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like because my teacher asked me, she probably saw something in me I didn't see. And I don't necessarily regret it, but I'm just like, I wonder what would have come from that if I would have done it.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I feel like it's always something related to basketball or school. Like, okay, Micayla, we get it. Next caller. But um something other than basketball, I don't even know. It's like that's mainly my like regrets is like once I got to high school, I didn't think I was good enough compared to everybody else. So I kind of stopped, not that I stopped trying, but I stopped trying to get better.
Mm.
At a certain point, I was like, nope, I'm not playing college. So it's like, whatever. And then I graduated, and like my coach is like, oh, yeah, I know the coach at Wayne State, or yeah, you were good enough to play D2. And well, you could have said that in 2017, baby, because I didn't know that. But I knew I was like good, but I didn't think I was like that good. But
Yeah.
all
I
right.
kind of feel the same way because, I played soccer and then I stopped when I transferred schools.
Mhm.
And then after I graduated, they were like, "Oh, you were good. You could have gotten a scholarship." I was like, "Well, nobody really supported me or came to my games or invested in me." So I just thought I was just wasting my time out there on the field. Like,
I thought I was just getting cardio in.
exactly.
Wow, that's crazy. It matters, guys. Please tell your players how good they are. All right, this one. What part of me or my life are you jealous of and why?
Mm,
And it doesn't have to obviously like not be jealous, like we're not
yeah.
of each other, but something that dang, wish I wish that was me.
I would say right off the top of my head, I would say that I'm not really jealous, but it's like you have stability. I don't have stability. So that's one thing is like seeing you be able to like do things and it's like I'm over here just like fighting for my life all the time. It's sometimes a little frustrating, but I wouldn't say I'm like jealous of it. I would just be like, yeah.
For me, that degree, girl, give it to me. Like it's not like you were saying, it's not like a jealous thing, but it'll be like a "Hmm, she has her degree and she's working towards what she wants to do, whether she has a stable job or not." Like that's what I don't think. Well, I've said it, so hopefully you get it by now. But for me, you're successful just because I'm looking at you doing things that you want to do to make progress towards becoming what you want to be. For me, it's kind of like I've just been like stopped, but you're like a steady incline going towards like, there's always going to be steps. I'm just on the what you call it, the moving sidewalk, you on the
Hmm.
escalator. So yeah, sure that was a shock. Whoa. Okay. How have your feelings for me changed? I don't know if that's over the course of 10 years or 1 year. That's why I'm like, is this the right deck? This sounded a little
Like, I'm like, are we in a romantic relationship?
this is we are platonic, okay? Oh, I would have if we're talking about friends, I would have just said like we went from okay, I know who she is, like new girl over there, to okay, we're in this group together, third in the state. Thank you very much. Um,
Hmm.
we are like for like you're a substantial part of my life.
Yeah.
So, how do you describe me to others?
I
I'll be like,
don't,
yeah, AKA. It's like, no.
you know what? Um, Usually when I describe you to other people, like, oh, like she's my best friend, like she's like me, but she's more outgoing and like funnier.
Funny that you say that because other than being like, yeah, the light skinned one, I say the same, literally the same thing. I'll be like, yeah, me and Sydney are the same person, but where she's a little bit more quiet or introverted, I'm a little more on the wild side. So it's like,
Yeah,
but I've
you're
had friends.
adventurous.
Hmm,
I say you're adventurous
am I?
socially. I'm more adventurous, I would say, like, if
I'm
you want to
social.
jump off a cliff, I'll join you. Let's go.
Baby girl, no. You got me there. Go ahead, Sydney. I'll be like, I'm gonna call 911, girl. Hold on to the rock. Hold on to that rock, girl. I'm sorry. I ain't coming down there. But that's interesting you say that because I'm only with people I'm comfortable with, like
Hmm.
with people that I am cool with or start off here and become that I'm like that. Because for the most part, baby girl, I ain't talking, you ain't talking. We just
But
we
I
gon'
say that because when we are together, you are the adventurous one.
okay.
I'm
It's
not.
funny
Like,
because
yeah.
it's so funny because I think I'm like the middle ground in a lot of things because you to me, you're maybe the more toned down, but like me with some of my other friends or like relationships of people who are like, they go to the club or they go like, I'm the you because I'll be sitting there like, green tea shot. That's about it. Give me green tea shot. I'm gonna sit here. Girl, you go ahead. Yeah, yeah. That ass do look fat, girl. Yeah, I bounce it. Yeah, but so yeah.
Interesting.
All right. I feel like some of these questions, not that they're the same questions, but like some of the answers will probably be like redundant. So you see me reading and skipping. We both are probably going to answer this question the same because we don't know. But when was the moment you decided to get to know me better? Who
Girl.
knows? I don't know when it happened. It just was like,
Because
hello.
we were just trying to figure out what class we had together.
You talking about at Roper?
Yeah. I think we decided it was animation, and I'm pretty sure it's animation because I feel like now that I think about it, I remember you being there. I mean, I'm gonna just say there was one black person, and it was a girl, and I'm pretty sure it was you
Me?
because I don't know.
We're going to go with that because I don't even recall that part. I don't remember until like Sixth grade is, yeah, I remember
Hmm.
that pivotal. But like before that, it seems like I remember like you swear it's an art class. I swear we were in a dang like I don't know. It was in Sue. I swear it was like a class taught by Sue, and it was like math games or it was something. I don't even know. I
I don't
swear.
remember that.
Math games. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. But yeah, because we were never in the same like science and math, and we were never in the
No,
same
no, no, we were. Well, in sixth grade,
oh,
we were
no, in yeah,
because
in middle
we
school we
did a
were.
science project together. And I remember because we had to build something.
No, yeah, I remember
And
that one. That
yeah,
was Wendy
yeah.
when we had to do the thing with the can and your dad helped
Mhm.
us and we
He did
almost
all the work. We were just there.
I was like, oh, your dad is
We were
smart.
eating pizza.
Girl. And that can show did rise. We made us a machine. I was like, ooh. But no, before that, I mean, like, I don't remember because that was like eighth grade because that was windy. So it had to have been no, seventh maybe.
That was
But
seventh
before,
grade, I believe. And we had history together, seventh grade or eighth grade.
with Mike or with Regis.
We were in homeroom with
In
Regis
homeroom?
together.
Girl, I will never forget that man kicked me out of the class because he thought I was laughing. I was so irritated. Do you remember that day? You probably don't
I
because it wasn't
do.
in your life. But for me, I remember Alexandra Clee was sitting next to me and I did like it. He wasn't really talking about anything. So I had like put my head down like this because during homeroom a lot of times like you might not be talking. So it wasn't anything disrespectful because I would never like just turn my head away
Hmm.
if he was like talking, but it was something. And he was like, get out. Da, 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 da. And I was like, what did
Yeah,
I
he
do?
was really intense
Girl,
sometimes. I
I
used
ain't
to be stressed after our last period having to make it up to his before a certain time because I had
maybe.
like dance class. I'd be like, I have to put my shoes on right now because I can't be late for homeroom.
My thing was I get that we go to a school where all of us, well, some of the folks there, I think, just got in because of their money or their sibling. But I digress. But like for the most part, okay, yes, we might not be the best at math, or you might not be the best at science, or you might not be the best at, but everybody had some intelligence, whether that was, you know, computer science type or just history, math, whatever. But we are still kids. So it's like the fact that we're in sixth grade and this man is telling us if we get a B on something, that's great. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
He used to take notes and he
because
would grade the notes based on if we wrote out. For my thing is, I get you're preparing us for college for like shorthand, but by the time we got to college in 2018, they was keeping them slides up for a minute. College wasn't that stressed. I mean, it wasn't that stressful like he was claiming, but like
yeah.
if you get a 4 out of 5 on the notes, you're like jumping for joy. I remember I got a 4 and he was like at parent teacher conferences, like, this is really a 4 is really good. Like most people don't get 4s. So then make it out of 4.
You know what?
Like
I
so
remember he was bragging to my parents because I got an entire page right of a test.
that's what's crazy is we're 11. We're 11. So you're making these tests to where we're not supposed to get A's. Make it make
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah. Mind you, guys, uh, in sixth grade at our school, you don't get grades. It's just a pass or a fail.
Oh, was it? I don't even remember.
So, yeah, that was a whole nother thing.
So when did we start getting grades? Was that eighth grade or it
Seventh
was all
grade.
oh, so just sixth grade it was pass or fail.
Hmm.
Remember that. But yeah, that was crazy to me because I'm like, well, maybe that's why he did it because he knew it was either pass or fail, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But it mattered to me, baby. I
It
don't want no
mattered to
4.
me.
Don't give me no 80. Don't
No,
give me
my
no 80.
parents were on me.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Motley, I still have not forgiven you for not allowing my homegirl to play basketball. So,
Bro, it was a good thing.
um, what is the greatest lesson I taught you?
Oh
I was
my,
like, you try.
no, that's not it. I'm just like, um, I would say that it's not nothing really matters, but other people's opinions
Mm.
don't matter. And this is a lesson I'm still learning because I feel like we go about this just about every day, but one day it'll just stick and I really, really won't care. But that's like a big one.
That's good. The greatest lesson you taught me. Hmm. Mm, I don't know. To I don't know, because it's like I feel like we teach each other lessons like every other day. Like,
Yeah. It's
but
like we give each other advice that neither of us personally will really
hey,
follow.
I'm like, don't worry about these folk. They don't matter. Their opinion don't matter. Whole time I'm like, you said y'all don't like blue? Oh, that like, um, I would say maybe just to stay down. Like, even though you get frustrated, I get frustrated. Like, you still work at stuff, whether you have a choice or not. Like, yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice but to just wake up the next day and keep it moving. But I think you don't give yourself enough credit for being consistent in your life and being perseverant. What's one piece of advice you have for me regarding my love life?
Oh God. Um, I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Regarding, I'm trying to think about what we've talked about. But I would say
I'm scared for
don't
this.
take anybody seriously right now. Um, we are young and people aren't really serious. Like it will, don't force anything. Um, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Um,
I had to keep
don't
going because
pour into people who aren't really trying to pour into you. They're trying to
I'm
get something
glad
from you.
you kept going because I was gonna tell you just let it flow.
Let
Let
it
it
flow.
let it flow. Just go with the flow. Like, don't overthink too much. Like, don't, oh, did I come across this way? Or, oh, am I blah, 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 blah. Like, does he really like me? Or, did, like, just go with the flow. Whatever you feel, go with that. If you ain't feeling it, okay. And if you're feeling it, don't be afraid to text somebody like, hey, hey, big head.
I already know what you're talking about, but okay.
Talking
Not
about
gonna
me.
happen. Mm,
No, I'm just talking about, like, I wasn't talking about anything specific, I promise.
okay.
I was just saying, like, let it flow. Let it go. Let it go.
No, because
Go.
I'm sure Disney. I'd be
Oh,
honored if they even did that for us. Like, wow, you watched, you
sorry,
saw, you
Walt.
caught it.
Listen, Walt, Walt. I'm sorry. That's not even sorry. Okay.
Okay. Uh-oh,
Last,
uh-oh, uh-oh. There we go.
okay. So the last question is, why do you think we met? There's a lot to unpack.
Um, I don't know. You want me to go first?
You can if you want. I mean, I had something kind of.
You have something already? Well, let's hear it from you then.
I'm gonna let it flow. So I only have the first part of what I think.
Okay.
I think not necessarily like twin flames, because I don't know about all that stuff, but usually twin flames kind of like highlight things that they both have, but I don't think we're like twin flames. I think we just point blank. I needed somebody who understood me and my experiences while also showing me things about myself that is like, mm, I do that, or oh, I need to work on that. and to see how it manifests in someone else's life so you can see how it manifests in your own life. Now, if that's twin flame, I'm sorry, don't come for me because I told y'all I don't be reading up on all that. But I think that might be a thing for us is we needed to have someone also because we are both people who like I have friends, but people who just like I'm cool with, but I wouldn't necessarily sit down with them and tell my whole life story and tell them what's going on inside my brain right now. But we we didn't know 10 years ago, but we needed somebody who would be there to answer the phone and to listen to us just cry or like
Yeah.
ever the case is, even though at the time you're not going to know that, yeah, when I'm 20 or 23, I'm not going to have too many friends that I'm close to or too many people that I open up to. So I've been that for you and you've been that for me.
I feel like that was us at like 17 though. Or 18. You were 18. I was 17. Yeah.
Ah, you are, babe.
Um, I don't want to make it the same thing because I
Oh.
feel for that reason also. So I'm gonna try to come up with something else. Um, I don't even know. This is hard. Like, why? Um, I feel like this is similar, but I feel like you allow like me to feel seen. Um, because, when we met, I was very much like going to Roper was a culture shock for me.
Mhm.
Um, I went to Yeah, I went to Detroit Public Schools and then I went to like a small, tiny school where I was like one of two people on and off in my grade. I was either the only person in my grade and then someone would pop up and be in my grade for a minute and then disappear. Like, so it was just very
Shocking.
different. Yeah. And having someone who not only shared that experience, but then also shared that experience of, going away to school and all the troubles that came with that and just I don't know. It's just like um I don't know. I always feel like this is crazy, but sometimes I'm like I feel like we're friend soulmates
Mhm.
because I feel like you fill me in places where I
Mhm.
don't know, we just like balance each other out in a way.
Get
Um,
into my game.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Feel like I
Stopping.
just said the same thing you said, but just remixed it.
Not
But
really though. Because I said like you highlighted things that I also have that I needed to see in myself
hmm
or that I knew about myself, but I'm seeing how it manifests in someone else's life and to be like, okay, if you would do this, this would happen. And it's like, well, Micayla, if you would do this, this would happen. Whereas you're like, I fill you in. Makes me feel like I have a purpose. But yeah, okay, that's good.
Okay, well, I hope that
All right.
was enjoyable to
Yeah, just
watch
a,
or listen to.
little conversation, just to, not be talking so much about, certain things and topics, just to have a conversation with your friend, my
Yeah.
friend, not your friend. She ain't your friend. She
Okay.
mine. Well, thank you for listening, watching, whatever platform you're on, if it's YouTube or Spotify. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Um, you can follow us on Instagram at unverified.pod. And then if you want to watch us on YouTube and see our faces and our lovely visuals, it will be Unverified Accounts Podcast on YouTube, I think. One
Yeah,
day I'm gonna get it right.
I'm pretty sure it's podcast. Y'all, we just made it. Please, please just search it. You'll see the logo. It'll be
Yeah.
that one.
Um, and yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Sydney Milan.
And you can follow me at mc.chrst.
Yeah. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for watching. See you
Bye. Adios.
next time.
Arrivederci.
Deuces.